We are going to learn significance of HRM. In that significance of HRM, we are going to learn manpower needs, change, ensure requirements, right man for right job, updation, appraisal, competitive advantage, incentive and bonus, employment, commitment, employee attitude and collective representation. So, one by one, I will explain it. Why it is HRM is significance. Human resource management is why it is important in an organization. We are going to learn now. So, manpower needs. Here, manpower needs we must know by the HR department only. There are so many departments are there, production department and sales department. Which department we need manpower? So that should be informed by the HRM. And then next one, change. See, change is always constant. Change it is not changes. Always changes will happen. See, take today's scenario. We are everything in the online, purchasing through online. So whatever the changes, we have to cope up with the changes. So changes is required in every field. Nowadays, changes in the education through the online, it is happening, isn't it? So changes required to. We are heading towards the changes. So depending upon the situation, if there is any changes, any fast production, if any department there is any fast production, means we have to give more manpower. So that is called changes. Then come to ensure requirements. Ensure requirements, suppose if the production departments need 5 members and also that 5 members want to be recruited by who? HR department. So that ensures all the departments are correct number of members are available. Then only what will happen? So correct, they will produce and they will give the product within the time. For that reason, we should ensure the requirements. So that the correct requirements of manpower, that department is fulfilled or not. That we are checking through the ensuring the requirements. Then come to the right man for the right job. While selecting itself, while in the selection process, in the recruitment process itself, while collecting the application, we will check whether this person is correct for the correct job. See, for example, a person, he has completed the BCom degree. So he is not appointed for a chemistry lab or anything else. He has completed BCom degree and he has completed Tally, means he must fit to do the accounting job. So that kind of job alone want to allocate. So that is the work for the HRM to allocate the right man for the right job. Then come to updation. So job we have given, whether how can we get the updation? Through the training program, through training and development program, we can give the updation. Through the updation, what we see, even though a person, those we are recruiting, that person is very expert in studies, the current knowledge, the new trend knowledge is we came to know through the updation alone. So without updation, we are outdated. It is updation is needed in the whatever the field we are. So we should day by day we should update ourselves. That should be given by the HRM. So whether all the employee in the organization, they are updated or not, periodically he must give the training program, training development program, everything. Then the training he has given. After that, HR will appraise. So see, training they have to spend a lot of money and then they have to, for what they will think. We have spent crores of amount to the employee. Immediately what they will do? They will appraise and then they will get the good performance, they will reward, they will give reward for the good performer. So by giving reward, the employee will be motivated, and a slow performer also we should not say anything. The thing we should give them just we have to give, just appreciate them, and we should not hesitate them. We have to guide them and bring them to the good performer level. So that appraisal is done by the HRM department. Then competitive advantage. Competitive advantage means in this field, see for example, we are writing the exam, isn't it? Even though small test we are writing. Students, through this what we are doing, we are writing the exam that he will be considered as another one person is also our class first rank, third rank, fourth rank students. So among us there will be a competition. So like the same way in the organization also, there is a higher level of good performer and the greater ability of fast-paced growth of enterprises. They will gain the good competition, and also they will gain the advantages in the globalized market. So that performer, those who are a good performer, that performer, he can get a job in a globalized level. So that is called competitive advantage. So who is getting good performance, who is showing the good performer, he can get whereas in some other company what they will do, year by year those who are getting the appraisal, every year at the end of the year, before giving the bonus or any ex gratia or anything else, they will appraise the performance and then they will give all the money. So that person, they will in all the IT company, what they are doing, they are giving the H1B visa and the company is sending to the foreign. So that kind of all the allowances will be given by the company. Who will judge all these things? HRM will judge everything. Then come to the incentive and bonus. So that is very important. Those who are giving the best performer, they will pay more, and the slow performers also they will give, but they will say some in the country, we will recognize, just we will give some suggestion and then we will advise them and then we will give. The incentive bonus will recognize by the HRM to the best performer and good performer, and to provide with them the bonus and also incentive. What is that? That is the appreciation of the work. Whatever the work they have done, that is the appreciation. So already we have seen in the characteristics of the HR we have seen. It can be there. See, we have studied about the employee should be motivated financially and non-financially. So financially also we should motivate. Financial motivation is incentive and bonus. And then non-financial motivation through the giving the promotion and also ex gratia, giving a coupon for any tour program for their family. So we can give allow the family members to and we have to honor the family members in the office premises. So many companies, they are doing a lot to improve their company, and also through the company what they are improving, that company human resources improving. Then employment commitment. See, each and every employee must know the accountability of each and every person. See here, we have studied the delegation of authority, we have seen, isn't it? In the first lesson you can recall top level and middle level and lower level, isn't it? So, top level MD is subordinate level onwards you can take. Top level management, top level, middle level and lower level. Lower level. See, he is accountable to middle level manager. So middle level manager is accountable to top level management. Top level, those who is there, managing director is a top level. So each and every person is accountable to the MD. So that responsibility each and every employee must recognize and then work So that the employment commitment, each and every employee must know accountable for his work. So that only the employee should not be lethargic, he must be very careful and do the work because of he realizes his accountability. Then according to their levels of commitment of employee to their work, either through interview or they will raise question. In the interview itself they will ask the accountability, what are all the responsibility, accountability, everything given through the interview time itself they will give. Then employee attitude. So how can we develop the employee attitude? By giving the good atmosphere. We can give the good environment to the employee. So employees conducive environment we can give. Then the employee's attitude will be more. Then come to collective bargaining. Collective, and then we can say collective representation also. See, there is a employee legislations are there. See, lot of laborers are working now. So there, to protect the labor, there is a law. That law is called labor law. In all the company, according to the labor law, they have to give all their facility to the labor. So the labor exploitation should be avoided. Like the same way, in all the company, the person, a single labor, is there any problem for any single labor? That is not taken into account. So all the whole laborer, all in whole, those who are employing in the organization, through all the persons, they will represent and they will form a union. They will raise question. That question will be very effective. So I will explain you. Human resource management encourages workforce to union. They will give the union to represent their grievances. Whatever the grievances means, whatever they want to do anything else they have to tell. Yeah, all the grievances will be, all the problems, any grievances means any problem will be rectified by the collective representation through the union. They will form the union and through union they will approach means they will get a good result. And next, another one thing is to promote the employee here. Employee attitude we have seen now. To promote the employee's atmosphere, the HR person, what the HR will do, HR person will give the counseling to the employee and then he will reappraise. Grievances will be reappraisal. Whatever any conflict between the production department and the sales department or any finance department between the stores department. So all the conflict, everything will be solved by the HRM. So human resource management is solving so that the employee attitude will be developed. Then through the collective representation, they are forming the union. Through the union, whatever the matter taken by the union members to the HRM, that will be taken, they will take the action and they will give a good result. Students, now we are going to learn functions of management in the human resource management. Last page. Then that functions can be classified into two. One is the managerial function, the other one is the operative function. So before getting to this function, let us recall the second unit, second chapter. What we have learned? Management process. In that management process, main function and the subsidiary function we have learned, isn't it? So in the main function, these are all the things are included in the main function. Planning, organizing, directing, controlling and coordination. So planning means what? Look before you leap.
and think and act. So these are, see, management, we can getting things done through the planning. Management is as getting things done through planning. What is the meaning? How to do, what to do, where to do, who is going to do. Through this planning, we are going to frame lot of policies, strategies, everything we are going to do. And then organizing. Whatever the plan, we are going to organize. What we are going to do through this, the organizing includes the division of work. We can, the human resource manager, HR department will divide the work among the groups. So then only the delegation authority will come, and each and every employee will know their responsibility, and then they will work effectively. And another one thing you can recall, so each and every employee is accountable. Already we have learned the top level, middle level, and all the level we have learned, isn't it? The human resource is utilized in all set of levels. This is called all set of levels. In the managerial process, we have learned span of control, line of authority, all these things. Top level, middle level, and lower level. So lower level employee is accountable to middle level employee. So middle level managers, and the top level always there is a MD. So the middle level manager will accountable to the MD. So they will realize their responsibility and do, because of he is accountable. Then come to the directing. Directing means what? Nothing but giving the order and instruction to the employee, and then through this order and instructions, and they will supervise, and they will give guidance, and also they will motivate the employee to get the best results. And another one thing, because of this reason, the time wastage of time and energy will be saved. Then come to the controlling. Controlling is nothing but we are calculating, we are comparing the last year performance with the actual performance with the laid down performance. You can recall the MBE and MBO. Okay. What is meant by MBO? MBO means management by objectives. MBE means management by exceptions. When there is a deviation, that deviation alone we can take the corrective steps. How can we take the corrective steps? Through supervision, observation. We can supervise, and we can observe the employee's performance, and we can take periodical reports, and we can have the record of each and every employee, and through audit we can get the controlling power. That we can do. Then these are all the managerial functions. Let us see operative functions in the next video. Operative system we are going to learn now. HR, human resource alone, creates the final product, isn't it? So, employment, recruitment and selections covers the sources of supply of labor force. And human resource, he will predict the manpower, and also he will estimate the manpower requirement in the organization, and hence in this function he gets this right number of people and assign them the right job for the right person, and so that the organizational goal will be fulfilled. The next one come to development. See, nowadays we should not forget the fact that the world is always changing, isn't it? So according to the changes, there is a lot of changes in the pace of demanding the companies to change along with that. We have to change along with the society's change, technological changes. So each and every time the company cannot retrench the old staff and recruit the new staff. So it is because of lot of disadvantages in doing so. So already the old employee, they have to give, how can they develop? Through the training and development program, they can develop their already existing human resources. Then come to compensation. Compensation is nothing but the payment for the work done by workers in the company. HR manager should consider the fact of, he has to consider the fact of equitable compensation for all level of employees. And then come to retention. How we can retention means what? Making the employee stable. So when we can make the employee, they will be very stable in the same concern for years together. How it is possible? We have to motivate. So people generally work to certain level with fully efficiency. When after sometimes they need to provide with some incentives, and we have to give some motivations, and we have to give some bonus, lot of financially we have to give support. So then only we can retain the employee. Then come to the integration. So we must have the emotional bonding with the employee. There is a reconciliation between the social interest and the organizational interest. Often we have to ask the employee about their welfare and also their family. Then and there we should inquire that also. We must have the human resource, personal department must have the touch with the personal, they will inquire personally. They have a very good rapport with the personal department. And next one is maintenance. Maintenance in what we are going to maintain. See, the people, they are good, the functions, this maintenance of record keeping or personal record keeping. How to tell? This is not in your book. Apart from the book, I am telling girls, personal record keeping. See, all the HR department, what they will do, they will maintain this kind of records. For you, for what reason? These functions state that the HR manager keeps record of the personal working in different departments. Lot of personal means what? The person who is working, the employee, they are called personal. So they will keep the different departments, all the employees are working, so they will maintain the record and they will give the, what is there in the record, they will enter all the performance, whether it is a good performance, bad performance, their year by year their performance will be appraised through the record. So these are all the operative functions we have seen. So read the lesson, listen the